Many years ago, I did a toolbox tour on this particular toolbox regarding all the tools I used on a daily basis. And all those years ago, roughly 10 years ago, I had some comments regarding the Mastercraft tools in my box. So I thought I'd take a quick video going over Mastercraft for those of you that have never heard of them. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Mastercraft, whether you live outside of Canada or you just never heard of them, Mastercraft is a Canadian company that is owned and sold by Canadian Tire through the various Canadian Tire stores across the country. And in previous years, they basically just contracted tool manufacturers to rebrand their tools with the Mastercraft logo. Mastercraft is basically the Canadian equivalent to Craftsman, I would say, although we also have Craftsman here. But at one point in time, in the late 80s, early 90s, Mastercraft looked to target some of the more premium tool companies. And in this particular instance, they were going after Mac and Snap-on with more professional series or a professional line of hand tools. Now, up until this point, Mastercraft wrenches, as well as their ratchets and stuff, were very much like Craftsman. You know, the wrenches were not high polished. They were machine finished, drop forged, but had rough edges, nothing fancy. But as they saw the market for Snap-on and Mac move further and further into the hands of, I guess, more consumer grade tools, a lot of people were buying Snap-on and Mac for their home boxes. They thought they would go after them with this Mastercraft Professional Series. Now, like I said, up until then, Mastercraft didn't have professional grade, high polished chrome wrenches. So this was pretty groundbreaking. As you can see, this is it says Mastercraft on one side, but the Professional Series was targeting both professional users and premium DIY tool owners. Now, putting them up against the Snap-on wrenches, they were very competitive. The quality, actually, that's there we go. Snap-on wrenches, there was not a whole lot of difference. These Professional Series Mastercraft offered the same long length, high polished chrome, and lifetime warranty. Now, I don't know for certain who made the entirety of the Professional Series line, because as I mentioned, Mastercraft was farming it out to other companies. But at one point in time, Gray Tools, also a Canadian company, was making a lot of their hand tools, such as wrenches and ratchets. Gray Tools, in and of itself, is a professional tool line. They make more industrial grade tools, so I wouldn't necessarily put them up against Snap-on, but they are very much professional grade. Now you're probably wondering, if these were so great, what happened to the Professional Series? Well, it's simple. From what I know, more and more mechanics started turning, especially mechanics new to the trade, started turning to the professional line of tools and started exercising the tool warranty. As you know, even Snap-ons break if you use them hard enough. And that's fine, because some of the warranty claim costs are built right into the purchase price of these very expensive wrenches. But that wasn't the case with Mastercraft Professional line. These wrenches were a fraction of the price. Where a Snap-on set of wrenches back in the day were, let's say, $200 or $250. These ones, while expensive for what they were, department store wrenches, were only about $50 or $75. And as you started to get mechanics coming through the door with broken sockets and broken ratchets, that got costly. So sometime in the early 2000s, I'd say around 2002, 3, 4, Mastercraft discontinued their Snap-on wannabes and came out with the Maximum Series. Now, the Maximum Series, there's one right there, was intended to be a more premium Mastercraft, but not marketed directly to professionals. And as an end user, there is a big difference in tool steel. These over time round, the jaws spread. You get little divots and stuff in the jaw openings. These didn't. These wore just like Snap-on and Mac, or close to anyway. Another thing is these Maximum now are more or less just rebranded base Mastercraft, like the cheapo ones. So Mastercraft basically has diluted their professional brand of tools down to nothing. But it's cool to know that there was a time where one of the big box stores here in Canada was trying to take a bite of market share from these professional tool companies, Snap-on and Mac. And for a little bit, I like to think they did a good job for about 10 or 15 years. Well, anyway, thanks for watching my video. Stay tuned for others.